Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, we are going to be setting up our December budget. We are going to be talking about our December goals, our December intentions, and of course, like I just mentioned, our December budget. We will be using real numbers, so this is going to be our actual family budget. We are going to be switching it up today, so instead of sharing my electronic budget with you or budgeting in a planner or something like that, I want to round out the year, which we're not rounding out the year just yet, but kind of like closing out this year with sharing with you how you can grab a notebook and some pens and create a cute monthly budget, and that can just be a thing for you and you don't have to purchase anything else if you don't want to. We all have to do what works best for us. I do prefer a budget planner. It just speaks to me. However, if that's not a vibe for you, then you can just grab a notebook from Dollar Tree and a pen that you probably already have at home and create your monthly budget. The purpose of creating a monthly budget isn't for it to look cute or enticing or anything like that. It's for it to be a plan for your actual money, so it can lead you and guide you as you move throughout the month. So it doesn't have to be pretty, but if you want to make it pretty, feel free, because I want to make mine pretty, because why not? That's what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to set up like a pretty basic monthly budget. So I have some washi tape here, just like some Christmas washi tape since I'm doing December, and then some Papermate flares, a mild liner, and yeah, that's it. That's all that you need. And I like to think that if you really want to jazz up your sheet, whatever sheet it is that you have, wherever it is that you're doing wherever you're doing your budget, just add a little color by using highlighters or color pens or pencils, markers, whatever, if that is what you wish. If not, then you definitely don't have to jazz up your sheet by any means. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw some washi tape down on the top of the sheet. And just like that, we have jazzed up things tremendously. So let's go ahead and write out our goals. I know we put goals up here, but we're going to do goals here. Ooh, that G was off to a horrible start, as well as that S. Yikes. Okay, so let's talk about our financial goals for December of 2021. So we want to, let's just do this. Invest $3,000. So you probably know that our minimum that we do for additional investing is actually $2,000, but in December we want to do $3,000, because if we do $3,000, then I don't know the amount that we'll hit exactly, but it's a goal. Like, it's either we'll have invested an additional $20,000 this year or $25,000, something like that. It's an even number. I went back and forth with the secretary person or whatever at our financial advisor's office, and we landed on doing $3,000 because that would take us to like some magical number. So we're gonna do $3,000, which I'm here for, rounding out the year how we started it. We started it by doing $3,000. Now we will end it by doing $3,000, and then I guess every other month we did $2,000 or something like that. But I will have an update on that in a future video. Also, another goal is to save $1,000. You'll see by our budget that could very well be the case, and we'll just kind of talk a little bit more about that as we do our December budget. Also, another goal is to put $1,965 into our sinking funds. Put towards, and we'll talk about that too more as we go throughout the video. I think, you guys, we're gonna refinance our mortgage. Obviously, I'll have a video about the whole process and all of that if we do choose to do that, but we are kind of in the process of doing that just to see what the numbers would look like, and if they are acceptable, then we would do that. So we're hoping to maybe potentially refinance to like a 10-year mortgage. We're not really sure. We will see. I will keep you posted, because paying off our mortgage in 10 years, which is when we are hoping to have hit a major milestone with our investing journey, would be superb. Another goal that we have is to stick to the holiday budget. That is pretty much something that we for sure need to do, and that's really not debatable. So that is another goal that we have. And now let's talk about some of the things that we need to do in some tasks some intentions, if you will. I think I might start calling them intentions. So let's do intentions. And let's do our first intention, which is to adjust our 2022 budget because of some things that I will share with you at a later date. The budget will need adjusted, so stay tuned for that. Next up, I need to purchase my husband's gifts. I am super prepared for Christmas like you won't even believe. At the filming of this video, I'm filming it the day before it goes live, so I think today's the 23rd. We are so ready for Christmas, it's out of this world. Basically, I'm ready for everything except my husband's gifts because we're doing this challenge where we're gonna spend $100 per person for December, and we wanna see who can come up with the best gifts, and we have to purchase at least 3 gifts. Anyway, I have like a whole, I've been talking about this, I guess, for a while on Instagram, so I guess I don't wanna talk about it today, but all of that to say, I know what I'm gonna get him. I do believe I just need to purchase it. So the only thing that we have to purchase is each other's gifts, which is $200. We got our dog's gift and everything. So purchase hubby's gifts. Yes, I'm just gonna put hubby. The next intention is to review our subscriptions. I feel like, especially the business subscriptions, I feel like there are some that could stand to be modified or changed or canceled or whatever. So I just need to check in on that and make sure everything is copacetic. Also, I need to purchase my niece, my great niece, her birthday gift. That is in the month of December. Purchase niece B-Day gift or gifts. I don't know what I'm getting for her, exactly what we're getting for her. And then the last thing that we want to do is potentially be adjusting drastically our retirement and how we're going about that. You won't see the drastic change because the change will take place pre-tax. So our goal and whatnot as we go into 2022, like for investing, it'll pretty much look like what it looked like in 2021, I'm pretty sure. But so you won't really see, no one will really see what that is going to entail because that is going to be something that will take place before, like from our paychecks. So let's go ahead now and do our December budget. So I want to write out our entire December budget and just kind of walk you guys through that. We do an every dollar budget, which means that every dollar has a name, a job, an assignment, and we don't leave any money to chance. We budget for all of our income. So for our income, I'm going to put it here, and I'm just going to put the grand total between all of our sources of income, with the vast majority of this income in December actually coming from our full-time job. So we're going to do $10,000 for our income. Now let's talk about how we're going to spend all of the money. So the first category we have is housing, and let's go ahead and just put expenses here. I don't have I didn't put the total because the total is 10,000, but like if you had multiple sources, which we do, but like it really doesn't matter where the money comes from, because what really matters to us is the total amount, and we know that's not going to change. Like we're for sure going to bring in $10,000, so that's why I just put the income as 10,000, because that's what we know that we will be working with in December. So as far as expenses, like I said, the first thing that we have, actually I want to highlight something. Let's highlight expenses, which I'm feeling like this might smear and it's gonna stress me out, but let's see. Oh yes, it smeared a little bit. Oh, it's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. Okay, expenses. First, we have our mortgage. So let's go ahead and let's start here. Let's start here. First, we have our mortgage, and that is through New American Funding, which was the preferred lender whenever we were purchasing our home. So we just went with them, and our current mortgage is that amount, and hopefully it will be lowered in the coming months. We don't really know. It might just be the same, but we are going to be able to, pay off the mortgage more quickly. So I'll just have to wait and see. I literally have no idea, or otherwise I would just say it. So next up, we have security. We have a credit on our account, and so typically we pay $51.47, but in the month of December we will only have to pay $5.88, and then we will resume at $51.47 in the new year. Next up, we have pest control, and That is something that we pay every single month because we don't want to do our own pest control, but probably maybe should one day. So as of right now, we're going to pay $46 even. Next up, we have utilities, and the first bill coming in hot is electricity. And in the month of December, Georgia Power wants $84.38. We already have that bill. Next up, we have cable. That's actually Sling TV, which is a streaming service. It is an even $35. And just by the way, pest security is through Vivid. Did I say that already? I may have. And then pest control is through, I think it's called like Advanced Services. Next up, we have our cell phones. We have our cell phones through Cricket. We have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and an iPhone XR maybe. And we own our phones outright. That means we can kind of switch from different carriers. So maybe you used to hear me talking about AT&T prepaid. Now we're with Cricket. We get 5G, LTE, unlimited text data, 15 gigabytes for mobile hotspot, all of that fun stuff for $45 each. So a total of $90 per month. Next up, we have Amazon Music. And this, I struggle with this because I want the higher package or whatever subscription that's $7.99, but I like refuse to pay for it. So we paid $3.99 for Amazon Music. We do though also have another music service. We have Sirius XM, but we pay that on a quarter. No, we pay that every 6 months. So I feel like between the two services for music, I feel like that's 4 times 12, 48, and then with Sirius, we paid them like $120. So that's like a lot of money just to listen to some music. So that's why I won't go to $7.99, but I really want to, and I really might one day, but we're going with $3.99 as of right now. My husband has some kind of game that he plays on his phone, and it is $4.99. And that is the source of his entertainment. So that's what he does for entertainment. Next up, we have internet, and that is through AT&T. And we get HBO Max through that, but we also get HBO Max through our phone too, through Cricket, because Cricket is, you know, basically like, I guess, owned by AT&T. I assume, I think. I know they use the same towers. I don't know if they own them or not, but anyway, either way, we get HBO Max twice, or we have the ability to do it twice. So internet is $70.80 each month. That's for high speed. And then we have Netflix, which is $13.99. Now you can see why I'm kind of hesitant about the subscriptions, because I feel like we already have plenty. We have cable, that's technically a subscription. We have Amazon Music, this game, Netflix, and then we have Sirius XM, and those are our only ones, but I feel like that's already plenty. Next up, and finally in the utilities category, which some of these might not really be considered utilities, but I kind of consider them to just be like utilities. So next up, we have water/sewer. By the way, trash is bundled in with our mortgage and our property taxes. Technically, property taxes is one thing that it makes up our mortgage. Water/sewer is $36.60 in the month of December. And then next up, we have our lifestyle category, which is pretty simple. It's shopping. And this is anything that we spend money on that isn't one of these, a bill, saving, or anything like that, it comes from this budget. That includes our personal spending money, food, dates, groceries, food for our dog, miscellaneous, anything that you can think of that we're gonna spend money on in any given month. That's not one of the other expenses that you're gonna see. It's gonna come from shopping. Next up, we have health, and I guess I have health and then I have insurance, but they're kind of the same thing. So it's health/insurance. So first up, we have our pet, and this is going to be for her wellness plan. We pay $84.93, which is high, but that's because her spaying is on here. And once her spaying falls off in January, moving into February, I believe, it'll go back down to like $50 per month. So almost finished paying for her spaying, but we will of course always have the wellness plan, just so the girl is getting all the things that she needs. We took in a rescue, which is my first pet, just this year, and so that's been fun, just kind of adjusting to pet life. So next up, we have life insurances. We do have life insurances through our jobs, but they are not that much. So we have additional life insurances that are that much, and we pay $42.19. This is for both of ours. I don't even know how much whose is, but they come out on the same day because we both got them right after we got married. 5 years ago. And so we signed up on the same day and did all of that. So they just come out together, but they are separate, but 2 policies totaling $42.19. Next up, we have debt. We do have my student loans and my husband's student loans, which I'm not gonna put on here, but do know that we do have student loans. Mine are in a virus forbearance, my husband's are in a virus forbearance. We're planning to pay off my husband's, but we still need to consult with our financial advisor about if we wanna just pay them all off next month, or within the next month or so, or if there's an alternative. Basically, I need to see if taking this money from our account is going to be worth it to pay off my husband's student loans over investing that money, because then I don't really know what the math is going to be like exactly. Like, I just want to kind of consult with our financial advisor, which we're technically supposed to do if we make any major life decisions, although I don't know that he knew that we just put half down on the 2021 RAV4 at the beginning of this year. I don't know that I shared that with him. But basically we're not supposed to consult, but it kind of makes sense to do so. We can. I don't really consult with him really at all ever, because I watch our account. Just everything that he does I can see essentially. So stay tuned for that. But if that's the case, then either way, we don't have, all of that to say, we do not have a bill due in the month of December. So that said, I'm not going to put either of them on here. We do have a car payment, like I just mentioned, that is through Toyota, or we financed a new car at the beginning of this year. I don't have any regrets, but we did put about half down on the 2021 Toyota. Our actual car payment, Toyota RAV4, our actual car payment is $250, but we have the Toyota Care, which I'm still trying to debate if that was really worth it. I think it will be, just because of how I drive the vehicle. I have to commute to work, travel within work, so I'm putting a lot of miles on this car, so I haven't had to pay out of pocket for any oil changes and such. So I'm debating on whether that was a smart idea. It came to like a couple $1,000s. It's kind of like prepaying it for the next 10 years. Again, I'd have to wait 10 years to tally up everything to see if that actually made sense, but that's what we did. We have Ashley Furniture. We are financing some furniture. No, we don't have to, but it's interest free. And if we just pay my self-imposed minimum, which is $200, the real minimum is like $40 or something. But if we pay $200 each month for the next X amount of months, because we've been paying on it for a few months now. So for like 6 months or something, if we pay $200, then all of it will be paid up in full and we will own our furniture. So I am happy to say that that's the only, which we didn't have to, I know, but that's the only thing we put on a credit card with furnishing this whole house. And this is a brand new house that we got 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. So we've been slowly but surely furnishing, not really moving at a fast pace. That's what happens when you buy I guess your first house that's way bigger than your apartment, and right before a deadly virus touches US soil. So, stuff's on back order, stuff's not in stock. It's been a situation, but we're coming along. It was going to not be delivered to us. For the thing that I initially financed wasn't going to be delivered to us for like 4 months. It said that, but it really ended up being 6 to 8 months. So I'm like, I'll just put it on a credit card. That way I don't actually have to pay for it, and the money didn't have to come out of my account. Because with Ashley Furniture, whenever you're getting items delivered, they have to be delivered and you have to check off on them before you then have to pay, but before you're required to start making a payment, if that makes any sense. So that's why I did that. So now I'm like, oh well, I'll just kind of like keep paying it until it's paid off. So there's that. Next up, we have let's do sinking funds. We have sinking funds, and we just started these, which is, I would say, not that great of a time to start sinking funds, because all the money that we're planning to put in it each month, I feel like has been coming right back out with the holiday and everything. So it's been a situation, but our total amount for the sinking funds that we're looking to put into our sinking funds in the month of December, which I will write out our sinking funds over here in a minute in case you want to see those a little bit more in detail, is $1,965, with the bulk of that being and going towards our car insurance, because we pay our car insurance every 6 months and we have to pay our car insurance again in the month of December, which I do have to say that our car insurance policy was about to be so high, because I got my first speeding ticket in 5 years, or 6, or I think like 6 years, like last month or the month before. wasn't going very fast or whatever, but I did get a speeding ticket, and I knew that coupled with the traffic violations that we've already had on our account, that was about to be a problem, and it was a problem. And so I called the lady, I called Progressive, and she said that we could rewrite my policy. Now, I don't know if there's gonna be like any negative long-term impact of that, like to just switch up your policy, but with this new policy, we're saving $1,500. So it's a risk that I'm willing to take, because even if I have to make up for it in the long run, like maybe, I don't know, next year or something, then that's just a risk that I'm willing to take, or to completely switch our car insurance providers in the future, because I'm not paying anybody $2,400 for 2 cars, 2 adults, and for 6 months. That's just crazy to me. So that's the total for sinking funds. And then next up, then we have retirement. We are going to do $3,000, like I mentioned. So $2,000 will go towards our joint brokerage. $500 will go towards my Roth IRA. $500 will go towards my husband's Roth IRA. And then that brings us to what's left of this budget, which I call us, or general savings. It's just basically money that we will save or pay to ourselves. And that is going to be what's left, which is $1,000.92. With that money, we just kind of like save it, or, and then eventually, like if we see like there's a rug that I want for the house, but it's not in stock, it's supposed to come in stock in January. I don't even know if I want it in January, but if we see something we want for the house or whatever, then we will just purchase it. So that total here is going to be $10,000. I'll just put that here because why not? The total is going to be $10,000. That is because we do an every dollar budget. So every single penny was assigned a job, duty, an assignment. And so therefore, this income is $10,000, our expenses are $10,000. And provided we stick to our budget perfectly, which that would happen if we live in a perfect world, then this is what we're gonna do with our money for the month of December. Let's go ahead now, and I want to just write out our sinking funds just so you can see where we're gonna be putting our money in the month of December. So let's do sinking funds. I'm sure some of you wonder why I go back between like a paper budget and doing the budget like where I'm talking to the camera. That is because trying to talk and write and do this is actually it's a force to be reckoned with. It's a struggle. I promise you it is. I wouldn't lie to you. So I don't know if I've spelled everything right. I haven't even had time to go back and look. Just bear with me. Let's do sinking funds. So our first sinking fund that we have is, actually I'll just label them like I've been doing everything else. How many do we have? I think we have 10, but I will stop at 9 in case we don't have 10, and we'll just come back to that. Well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was right. Okay, so our first sinking fund is medical, and we're gonna put $100 in there. That's the plan. And by the way, if you're new here, then the total for the sinking funds is going to be this amount, $1,965. I'm just sharing with you the breakdown of this. And honestly, this is so cute. I might start doing our budget like this every month. Anyway, I just feel like this is so cute. Just slap a few washi strips down and be on my way with some colored paper made flares. Okay, back to what I was saying. Medical is 100. Then we have holidays and birthdays, which I hate abbreviations, but I'm gonna abbreviate here so I can save myself some room. We're gonna put in $200 for our anniversary. Oh, by the way, let me break this down. Medical, we are just, I am interested in, I'm not gonna talk about that. Let's just say we're saving up for a some like medical stuff, like basic stuff, like my husband's, whenever it comes time for him to get new glasses, new contacts, new like basic medical stuff. We do have to, and we'll have to start saving up for the cost that it will be to have a child, but we're thinking we're gonna do that in a different way. So I'll talk more about that at a later date whenever things are finalized. But as of right now, that is what the $100 is for. Like any medical expense, prescription meds, just really anything. Now we just started these sinking funds, but really I would like for the medical to get to like a certain amount, and then that kind of just be that, if that makes sense. So we'll just have to wait and see. For holidays and birthdays, this is for holiday spending and also birthday spending for us and also for other people. for our anniversary. If we save $50 a month for the next 12 months, because our anniversary is in November, then we should have about $600. So I'm gonna save $50 for that. For our pet, we are going to save $100 for that. That's kind of a lot of money, but I'm just kind of wanting to save up, like if she has to have any kind of medical procedure in the future or anything like that. So I'm assuming once that gets to like $2,000 or something, maybe I won't put any more money in it, or whenever we spend money, we'll put the money back. But this is really for like any potential medical procedure, or really like anything that we get that's kind of for her, like, I don't know, a crate or a new car seat, or, you know, something like that. Next up, we have clothing / beauty. And this is for hair, and this is for clothing, obviously. And we put in there, we're gonna put $125 in there in the month of December. Like I mentioned before, because we're just starting out, the money that we're putting in is sometimes coming right back out. But the plan is that we can kind of get these to a certain amount, and then if we spend any, we can just kind of put that money back in. And, you know, right now we're in the beginning stages of building up the accounts, I guess is what I'm trying to stress here. So don't be surprised, I guess, if at the end of the month we've spent majority of the money that we were trying to set aside to put into the accounts. So for giving and donations, I'm just gonna put donations so I can have some room. We're gonna do $100. That is for any like baby showers, or just any kind of like random giving like that we would like to do, or donating, or anything like that. Eventually I probably want to really start putting in way more than that, but we do a lot of giving. I know you can't tell by our budget, but that's because most of our giving isn't reflected in this. This is our after income. This is like, we might give from savings as an example, or this is also from our, this is our money that we have after taxes and after payroll deductions, and just the money that we have to work with for these particular items. Also for vacation, we want to start saving for that. Have no vacations planned, but you know, we really want to go back to Chicago. I don't know why, but we love it there, and I feel like we should go back for spring break or something. Next up, we have transportation and tags, although I'll probably just put transportation because it's not gonna fit. So we're gonna do $900, and that's a lot of money, but that's because we do have to pay our car insurance for the next 6 months. And then we wanna do our regular, you know, kind of contribution as well. Next up, we have entertainment. Now, ideally, this is gonna be for like concerts, or just like stuff that isn't necessarily a date night, but isn't necessarily a vacation. This is all kind of runs together, but like, which, you know, I might find in the future that I want to combine some of these, but starting out, I kind of like to keep them as in this manner. But I feel like, you know, we can do a vacation, which might be like a trip to Miami, which is likely the case for us because I love Miami. And so we might use the money that we've saved in our vacation fund for that. But let's say there's a concert that we want to go to or something like that, then that money might come from entertainment, because it really shouldn't really come from shopping, even though we do date nights with the shopping money. But a concert date night is a date night, but that's expensive, and that's probably going to take up, you know, as an example, we just bought tickets to see the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks play, and that really came out of entertainment because they were a decent amount of money. You know, a normal date night isn't going to cost the amount that we're just going to, you know, pay for the tickets, and then we have to go to Atlanta. Yeah, it's just a lot. So I think that this entertainment, I would like for really like events that aren't necessarily a date night, even though obviously they are a date night, but it could be like an event, you know, a concert we want to go to with friends or something like that. So that's kind of what this category is for, but it might not be a vacation because we may not be leaving we might just be driving an hour away or something like that. So that's the purpose of this. So all of that to say, we're gonna put $90 in that thing. And then we have home maintenance. And that is going to be for stuff for our house. So like any home, anything like a furnishing, or I'm annoyed that I'm not on the line now. It might be a furnishing, it might be our HOA fees, it might be some decor, it might be a repair. You know, we own this house, which is wild. Who let us become adults and buy a house and get a dog and all these other things? But eventually we're gonna have to, like, you know, might have to pay a plumber or something like that. We just don't know, so we're trying to save for it. we're starting out with like a smaller amount, but hopefully we'll start saving like $300 or $400 each month. Hopefully in the future. But as of right now, we're just kind of doing 200. So all of this added up is $1,965. So you guys, this is our December budget. I think she's super cute, and anybody can do this if they have just a few tools. Really, I think the washi tape really did make it cute. I do sell these scripts in my shop if you ever needed any, in my Etsy shop, which I'll have linked down below, which is always linked down below if you just want to use a notebook in the scripts, which is why I sell them a la carte. But yeah, I think this is just a cute depiction, minus like all my crooked writing, of our December budget. So let's go ahead now and, you know, close out this video. Okay, you guys, so that is it for today's video. That is our monthly budget, our intentions, tasks, to-dos, goals, all of the things for the month of December. I'm excited for December to be upon us and to move into December. I can't believe we're here already, another year of doing and being and, you know, all these different things, and we're here. So I'm excited about that. I love a fresh start. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you right here in the next day or the next couple of days in a new video. Bye guys.